Hi everyone. Jordan has responded to my videos about him, so I think it's about time I addressed what he had to say.
What it felt like was that all of a sudden I was in a coliseum with this other guy, prepared to take spirit science, and me along with it, to its grave.
Jordan, I gotta hand it to you. I love Cartoon Marty.
I get it, Martimer. I see you. I know why you're creating this series of yours. I understand, and I wish I could give you what you want. I'm unwilling to, and please allow me to explain why.
No, Jordan, I don't think you understand at all. I'm not just doing this to pick a fight for the hell of it. Let me explain. You claim, as a matter of fact, that, among other things, crystals have healing powers, thoughts directly affect reality, psychics are for real, you literally leave your body when you dream, the Earth is ruled by Martians, Jews are from space. These claims are simply ridiculous unless you can support them with some really good evidence. What you seem to think qualifies as evidence is based on logical fallacies, unfounded assertions, and anecdotes. To defend yourself, you repeatedly state that you're just presenting a possibility for consideration, or something to that effect. But because you don't present any actual evidence, there's no way to evaluate your claims. Therefore, they should be rejected automatically. I'm trying to show people that if something extraordinary is stated without any evidence whatsoever, it should be dismissed. And if it's sufficiently far removed from what actually is supported by evidence, then it simply deserves to be laughed at. If I say that I once saw a dog with 6 legs, you might think it's possible that I actually did. There might have been some weird birth defect or something, or a case of an absorbed twin, or, well, something like that. It's certainly extraordinary and not something that should be accepted at face value, but, well, it's not that out there. On the other hand, if I assert that all dogs have 6 legs, a claim that is easily shown to be false, and I know this because this guy I met on the street one day said that he had a dream in which the ghost of Michael Jackson told him so, well, then that's just plain stupid. Jordan, you say that Jews are from space, and your reason for believing this is that Drunvalo Melchizedek says that Thoth told him so. How's that any different? How is that not stupid? By making such claims and presenting them as actual possibilities worthy of consideration, you are actually discouraging people from thinking critically. The most common complaint I get from your fans is that I'm closed-minded because I reject claims that are false or unsupported. Being open-minded is simply to be willing to follow the evidence wherever it leads. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm open-minded, but the evidence doesn't support your claims, so I don't accept them. I reject them because I'm open-minded. Critical thinking is not a bad thing. It's how we distinguish what's true from what's false. It's how we make sure our actions are informed by beliefs that are actually true. This is why it's important to have true beliefs. The actions we take based on our beliefs have real consequences. You also misrepresent science when you call this series spirit science. By definition, science deals with the natural world. It's a method of investigation which relies on the kind of thinking you apparently want people to reject. That to accept a claim, it needs to be supported by empirical, verifiable evidence, as opposed to anecdotes or a simple, well, it feels true to me. What I want is to show people that your claims are being challenged, and you don't want to give us what we want? I'm sorry, Jordan, but by making your videos, you've already given me what I want. Something that I can respond to in an informative and entertaining manner. At least a lot of people seem to think so.
I could defend the message of what spirit science is about, and throw all manner of insults his way, just as he's done for me. But what would that create? Oh my goodness, it would be a bloodbath.
You don't want to defend your claims because you don't want to fight. Is that how you always deal with criticism, Jordan? I mean, it's by defending your ideas against criticism that you find out if the ideas hold up or not. By passing up that opportunity, you might miss the chance to find out if you're right or wrong. Don't you care if the people who follow you are actually ending up where they want to go? I mean, for all you know, you're misleading them. Don't you care?
I see you. I get where you're coming from, and I understand why you're doing it.
No, you clearly don't.
On one hand, you do ask some really good questions, and I'd love to sit down and answer the questions that you have and talk about it with you.
Wait, you just said the exact opposite. That you didn't want to defend your claims.
You might actually find that we agree in more ways than one, and I think that prospect scares you a bit.
Jordan, I'm the one challenging you.
On the other hand, I'm not sure if I should even bother responding to your questions. Why? Because they're asked in a way that seems smothered in condescending juices, baked in an oven of vitriol, and delivered on a plate with a side order of jealous potatoes.
It's not jealousy, Jordan. I don't even know where that came from. Why would I want to be wrong? I am being condescending, though, and that's to reflect just how ridiculous and harmful I think your claims are. But it's also for entertainment purposes. Most of the people watching my videos would never fall for anything you have to say because they're skeptics. They're watching because they think it's entertaining to watch a fellow skeptic react to really ridiculous claims in an exaggerated manner. No more space Jews, please!
I'm going to ask the same question you asked in a demonstration of a different, slightly more kinder way of saying it.
Oh, so you're going to build a straw man. Jordan, you don't get to rephrase a question and answer the rephrased one. That's dishonest.
Hi, Jordan. Let me understand what you mean. When an inventor has an idea, as soon as he thinks of it, it manifests where? In another dimension? Can you explain more about what that means? Further, when other people think of that idea too, it's because they see it. I don't really get it. Does it have anything to do with the inventor talking about it?
As I suspected, you've changed not the question, but the tone of it in such a manner that now it seems like I actually respect what you said. Like I think it's worth exploring further, that it's not something that flies in the face of observable reality. You don't get to do that, Jordan. Like I said, it's dishonest. But, fine, let's hear what you have to say.
Thank you for asking. That's a really great question, and I'm glad you asked it. I understand how in spirit science, sometimes I try and cover so much that I don't take the time to break down what I meant to say, and everyone interprets my words and ideas differently and in their own way. What I'm trying to describe here is that just as all manner of reality exists at different wavelengths.
Stop! Oh, Jordan, first of all, you're being nonsensical, and second, that image is intended to convey that there are different scales of electromagnetic waves. Radio waves are the same scale as buildings, and infrared waves are the scale of pinheads. It doesn't mean that pinheads have a different wavelength or exist on a different wavelength than buildings. And that wouldn't even mean anything. You simply don't understand the words you're using, Jordan.
Thoughts, too, are a frequency at which the mind resonates to.
No, that's also nonsensical. Look, 4 hertz is a frequency. A wave or vibration has a frequency. Thoughts are electrochemical processes that, yes, have frequencies related to them, but to say that thoughts are frequencies, that's absolutely nonsensical, and again demonstrates that you don't understand the words you're using.
And is a receiver and emitter for.
No, again, Jordan, you're not making sense. You can't emit a frequency. That's impossible. You can emit a signal, a wave, or something like that, that has a frequency. Look, let's say I'm throwing a rock every 5 seconds. That means I'm throwing rocks at a frequency of 0.2 hertz. But I'm throwing rocks. I'm not throwing frequencies.
Think of it this way. Sound is a vibration, and you tune into it with your ears.
Okay, I won't nitpick about this one. Sound is the vibration of particles in some medium, typically air. It's a pressure wave that propagates by setting particles in motion. One hits another, which hits another, which hits another. As such, kinetic energy is transferred from one particle to the next.
Visible light is tuned into with your eyes and translated by your brain.
Could you get to the point, please? This has nothing to do with what I asked.
Thoughts are the same thing. They're everywhere.
How can a process in my brain be somewhere other than in my brain?
Just as there is a frequency and wavelength that sound travels through, so too do thoughts travel at a much higher frequency.
Frequency of what?
Much harder to see with our current technology, but nonetheless there.
So are you telling me that we can pick it up, but it's difficult? Or are you telling me that it can't be picked up? If it can be picked up, where's the science supporting what you're saying? Where are the peer-reviewed papers? Can you present a source? And if it can't be picked up, then how the hell would you know about it?
Does that help you understand what I meant to say?
No, it still sounds like what you're saying is that telepathy is a better explanation for how information is spread than verbal communication. I'm sure the explanation you gave here seems like it makes sense to you, Jordan, but it's kind of like you're saying that you can ride a bike to the moon, and it makes perfect sense to you, because you don't know what a bike is, except that it's something that gets you from one place to another. Now, if you were to actually learn what a bike is, then you'd realize that the idea of riding a bike to the moon is just plain stupid. This is perfectly analogous to how you use scientific words. You use them as wildcards that just, well, you know it has something to do with this, so let's just insert this word here, and what comes out will probably make sense to you. Well, it doesn't make sense to someone who knows what the words mean. Like I said, you use the words like they're wildcards, and if you're gonna do that, you might as well just replace all the scientific terms you use with bleeps. You'd make just as much sense.
Just as all manner of reality exists at different and thoughts too are a at which the mind to.
I'll do you a favor here and go over the words that you frequently misuse. Dimension. A variable, such as a measurable quantity. Essentially anything that can have a numeric value. In mathematics, all dimensions are generic, but examples from physics include the 3 dimensions of space, as well as time, mass, temperature, electrical current, etc. Energy. A measure of the capacity of a physical system to do work, that is, affect other systems. Energy can be defined mathematically as mass times distance squared over time squared. This is a conserved quantity. That is, when a system acts upon another, it loses energy as it's transferred to the other system and or the surrounding environment. Wave. Energy moving through space, carried either by a material medium, mechanical wave, such as sound or ripples on a pond, or in the form of particles, for example electromagnetic waves. Wavelength. The distance between 2 successive peaks of a wave. Frequency. A measure of number of occurrences per unit time. The frequency of a wave is the number of peaks that pass a given point in space per second. The mathematical definition is 1 over time, that is, the inverse of time. Vibration. The rapid motion of a body back and forth across a point of equilibrium. Now, I acknowledge that words can have different meaning in different contexts. Maybe you have other definitions, but in that case, Jordan, you have to provide those definitions with the kind of precision that I just used.
You can insult me or ridicule me or make videos about how awful of a person I am. I'm going to play a different game. It's a game where everyone wins and everyone gets everything that they want.
No, Jordan. The people who genuinely want to learn and end up being misled don't win. They don't get what they want. The people who want a cure for some disease they suffer from and choose New Age woo-woo instead of real medicine don't win. They don't get what they want. The people who pay so-called psychics their hard-earned money so that they can talk to their dead relatives don't win. They don't get what they want. The only people who win are the ones making money from other people's stupidity. The people writing popular books full of bullshit that they call the truth scientists don't want you to know. The people selling water or crystals claiming that they have magical healing powers. The people building a cult-like following of mindless sheep who shower them with donations or buy their useless merchandise for insane amounts of money. They win. It doesn't remind you of someone you know, does it?
It might be a lot harder, but I think that in the end, it'll be well worth it.
Sure, for you, you're the one profiting from it.
I love you all, and I thank you for opening up a space for me to better explain my spirit science videos. There's a lot of stuff that I only even think of because of your responses, and I may not have come to the same conclusions and understandings without you doing what you're doing.
Ah, so maybe you do get it after all, at least to some extent. You get that criticism actually isn't about closed-minded assholes trying to destroy you. It's about putting ideas to the test. It allows you to find flaws in your own thinking that just slipped past you. Maybe even my condescending, provocative tone might have helped you see just how stupid something you've said was. Maybe it led you to think, damn it, that son of a bitch, I'll show him, instead of, nah, it's just his opinion. And maybe that is what made you do further research just to be extra certain that you could put me in my place, and that got you to realize that what you're saying simply doesn't hold up. Criticism, no matter how ruthless, is invaluable in the search for truth, Jordan. And this is an honest search for truth, isn't it? I mean, it's not like you're just scamming people, is it? See ya.